Here's another one, different kind of problem. Lots of word problems here. Okay. What do we not know in this problem? Number one, Bally's charges a new member fee of $50, then charges $20 a month. Mandy's Fitness Center charges $32.50 a month. And then it says, you know, how many months would you have to work out for the cost to be the same? So you see, in this particular problem, you know, in Mandy's doesn't have a whoops, this will come back. Mandy's doesn't have a a new member fee. They just charge you $32.50 a month. So the thing that we don't know, I hope you realize, is the number of months. Okay? And what you want to do is says, how many months would you have to work out for the cost to be the same? So what this is called is setting two things equal to each other. Let's put Bally's on the left and Mandy's on the right, and we'll put an equal sign in between. How much does it cost to work out at Bally's? Well, you have to pay this new member fee, right? So that's $50. You only pay that once, so there's no X with that. But then you also pay $20 per month, so that's plus 20X. Mandy's, on the other hand, just charges you $32.50 per month. There is no flat fee. So now we solve that. We get the X's together. We have 50 equals 1250X. And if you divide that, use your calculator, we get X equals 4. Now remember, that's 4 months. That means if you were to work out for 4 months exactly, it wouldn't matter which fitness center you would charge. You would go to. The charge would be exactly the same. Okay? Would be exactly the same. This next one is called a break-even problem. Okay? It's a break-even problem. Now, breaking even means that the money coming in, that's the good stuff. That's called revenue. Okay? It's called breaking even because the amount of money coming in, your sales, your revenue, is going to equal the amount of money going out, the expenses. So that's called breaking even when that happens. Obviously, all businesses want to do more than break even. They want to make money. And when revenue is more than expenses, that difference is called the profit. So here, we're going to put revenue on one side and expenses on the other. First, you have to, what do we not know in this problem? X is the number of t-shirts, right? That's what we don't know. How's Kuba making money? He buys whole shirts, so that's an expense because he has to spend that money. His overhead cost, that's money he has to pay to run his business. That's expenses. How many shirts must he sell at? So that's the good stuff. That's money coming in. He's going to sell them at $12.50 each. So that's revenue. Each means he's getting that for each shirt. So we do 12 times X. Now we'll put the expenses on the other side. Remember, he buys the shirts for $1.25. And again, it says each. So that gets an X. Overhead cost is like a one-time thing. So we just move the X's over. Over here, we get 1075X equals 300. And we come up with 27. This is interesting too, 27.9. Now remember, X is number of shirts. You can't have 0.9 of a shirt. But unlike the other problem where we were, like a flat shipping fee, see here we're breaking even. So Kuba would have to sell 27.9 shirts to break even. Well, you can't sell 0.9 of a shirt. So then breaking even is what's the smallest number of things you can sell and not lose money. So in this particular problem, we would have to round up. So Kuba must sell 28 shirts to break even. And I hope that makes sense, because if he only sold 27, he would actually be losing a little bit of money. All right? I'm going to quickly go through these things down here. These should be quick and painless. Distribute. We actually did this problem on another sheet. Move the 24 over. So 3k equals negative 3. Divide, and you get k equals negative 1. Here you combine like terms and move the 6 over at the same time. 3a and a, remember there's an invisible 1 there. Don't forget about that. That's 4a. That equals 84. And you divide by 4 and you get 21. Here, remember, we want to clear out that denominator. So we multiply both sides by 3. Don't distribute the 3. It cancels that thing out there. Okay. We want to move this 2 over by subtracting because the 2 is positive. Don't forget to divide by negative 1 at the end, and you get negative 13. Okay. There's a couple different ways to do this one. I think to be consistent with what I did before, I was teaching you, the idea of clearing out the fractions. So the denominator is 8, so I'm just going to multiply the whole thing by 8. 8 times x is 8x. 8 times 5 is 40. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 divided by 8 is 7. Move the 5 over. So we get 8x equals 12. Do a little division. Now this doesn't divide, so you just want to reduce the terms of your fraction, and you get 3 over 2.